Okay, friends. So last week on Campfires and Dragons, our trio with their Polaris absent continued through the dungeon. You guys were on a true dungeon crawl, and you had just finished dealing with this laboratory where they were bottling things. You got through the laboratory, did a short rest. You got into the next room, which was a very strange room with a bunch of beds where you learned basically the deep, dark secret of the hands, which is they were allowing their wealthiest customers to sign up for a subscription service that they can never unsubscribe for, which is basically to get plugged directly into this isopod and have all of their memories wiped and basically be put to this comatose state, a la Inception, if you've seen that. And so you saw this, you didn't like it, you guys tried to kind of talk to them, that fell apart, and so you started splashing liquid in their face, and actually fairly quickly managed to incapacitate both the chemists and the guards, leaving them all sleeping, happily dreaming in a puddle of this memory wiping liquid. That this was once an underwater cave that they had closed off and dried out. But in the following room, there was a big wall that if you could break it, it would allow the water to rush back in and he would be able to swim you guys to safety. So you sent Luna, she got everyone out, and you guys bravely entered the next room, expecting to simply break that wall and flood the cave, and hopefully the isopod would save you guys. And what you found is you entered a massive war room with a tall, gaunt man standing at the far end of the room, a couple of guards between you and him. He stood up, clearly the head of the hands, and he opened his robe to reveal a couple flasks of what appears to be a pretty dangerous liquid. And that was exactly where we left off and where we will pick up today.
Oh, there's not gonna be any talking.
Oh, okay. We're not talking. Okay. All right.
What you don't know,
I don't care anymore.
what you don't know is there will absolutely be some talking.
Oh.
Joke's on you.
bad guy has to
DM
have
has
his
a
moment.
20-minute monologue planned. So sit tight, guys.
That's right.
Sit tight.
That's right. He's just gonna stand up and he's gonna go, whoa, and then it's all gonna be in Japanese, and then I'm gonna put subtitles.
Yeah. DM
Oh,
didn't
even
have
better.
anything planned for after we leave
Does he,
here,
Baka?
so we need to sit through the dialogue.
Mhm.
Yep. It's gonna be one of the best monologues you've ever heard
Polaris
in
is
your
just
life.
gonna be waiting outside for them to finish. Like, are they done yet?
I'm gonna do it like an old video game where he just does a bunch of little like sound bites where he just goes like, whoa, like in Zelda games where he just does
Oh
those
my
little things
gosh.
and then a long text of like dialogue appears below him.
You
I'm
just
going
hear
to
on the
kill you.
glass behind him, tink, 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 as like Polaris is like tapping on the glass with his claws. He's like, are you?
Cut a little hole.
That's what we should have done beforehand. I should have taken a where we pick back up where you guys are in this room, a big long hall war room. Again, there's this massive table where you can see that it clearly kind of has all these markers of the islands, and it seems to be like a map of shipments and locations of bases and things like that. And the head of the hand is at the table. He has just stood up and seemingly tried to intimidate you by taking out 2 flasks, which you have now become all too familiar with. In this moment, a couple of things happen. You see him open his mouth, about to give what you can only assume is the typical villain monologue, when all of a sudden you hear some scratching and bumping noises overhead. You can't quite make it out. It's out of eyesight. And you hear some kind of voices in the distance. You can't quite make out what anyone's saying, but it's getting louder and louder. And you guys all kind of pause, and everyone's a little bit confused. You see the head of the hand. We're just going to call him by his name. His name is Smeech. Smeech. The noise goes away, and he opens his mouth again about to give his monologue now that it's silent. And all of a sudden, he's interrupted again by these noises. And now you're starting to be able to make out what the voices are saying. And you can hear coming from somewhere overhead a voice of a female voice. It's just someone saying, well, and that's when I first learned that you really only have to go about 10 feet below ground before you find some consistent temperatures. And when I mentioned that back to the old head innovation, this is way before Velrath or anything. I mentioned it to him, and he thought that was pretty swell. So they dug these vast underground tunnels as an efficient way to cool down the whole fortress. Pretty neat, if you ask me. Anyway, well, it looks like we've arrived, and you guys look up. And you notice that there's basically a vent in the ceiling, what would be in modern times an air conditioning vent, but it's basically just a tunnel that they use to allow airflow through from deep underground sea caves to bring air up through the fortress and kind of cool the fortress down. It's an ancient form of air conditioning. It's a real thing if you're ever curious about that kind of stuff. And you see that this vent starts to rattle. And you guys are just watching it as slowly it shakes and scratches. And about 10 seconds later, the vent just falls from the ceiling and it lands on one of the guards. And you see the guard watching it. And before he can even react, the vent, a big chunk of metal, falls on his head and he just gets conked and knocked out.
I was half right. I was half right.
You were half right.
Where's my incapacitated little guy here? Unconscious. There we go. And then you see a face looking down through the vent, and it looks like just a human face at first. And they look into the room. They look over at you guys, and they say, "Oh, swell! Well, did you look at that? We got it right on the head. We found your friend's first try. What do you know about that?" Here we go. And you see the head kind of disappears, and a moment later, two little kind of goat legs stick out from the vent and hop down from the ceiling and land pretty gracefully in the middle of the room. And you see a satyr lands there. And a moment later, you see your good friend Polaris pokes her head out through the vent, hops down into the room, looks around, and just a moment after that, you hear tumbling, mechanical, metal on metal grinding and crushing, and you see Polaris's little copper golem kind of falls, fumbling through the vent onto the other guard, and he too gets knocked out and falls unconscious. And this satyr stands up. Wait, did I say fawn? Satyr.
Satyr.
To be clear, it's a satyr.
Yeah, you said satyr.
Same
Satyr,
thing.
good.
Like it.
Stands up. The satyr is wearing. You guys get a moment to look at them now. They're wearing a janitor's outfit, like a typical, like a, what do you call a onesie? Onesie is what it's like. Pajamas.
Like one of those paint,
What do you call that when
paint
it's a
suits.
uniform?
It's a jumpsuit.
Jumpsuit.
Yep. They're wearing a janitor's jumpsuit. It's got
I
a
like
little
the
name
janitor
tag.
onesie idea, though. I'm not against it.
It's got a name tag on it that says Penelo. And he stands there, takes a little tool that she was using to unscrew this vent, kind of puts it into her tool belt, dusts herself off. You see Polaris kind of dusting herself off as well, but both had a pretty graceful landing. They look to you guys and they say, "Hey, so glad to find you," Penelo says, and turns to Polaris and says, "Well, I told you I know how to, my magic is a little bit unconventional, but I knew that if I took about an hour to do all the math, I would find your friends, no problem. I mean, you cast teleportation, you can't go that far off, it's usually within a margin of error, and based on what you told me, the calculations were relatively simple. Anyway, what do I know? I'm just a simple janitor these days. But here we are, and you guys kind of take a moment to look around, and you see Smeech still just kind of standing there looking pretty deflated and frustrated that his big speech has now been ruined and his 2 guards are unconscious, and he just kind of looks at you guys and says, are you done? What's going on here? And you guys have a moment to react.
She's gonna hold up a little toe bean at him, like, excuse me, just sorry, just 1 second. It's been a minute. We got separated. Like, you know, I'm sure whatever you ever say is important. Just 1 second. And then turn around and be like, hey guys, what happened to, you know, teleporting to get together? Like, who had the errant thought that took you somewhere else? I thought it was pretty straightforward what we were supposed to do.
Ez is just speechless as to what happened. He has no idea what to say right now.
Are y'all okay?
Oh, Doc,
I'll be
you're
right
muted.
back.
Doc, you're muted, yeah.
I'm sorry. Doc's there.
Doc is speechless.
It looked like you were speechless, yeah.
No, he's just like, it's been a long few hours. How do we know it wasn't you that had the errant thought?
I ended up exactly where I was supposed to. That's how I know.
Doc is, as they're talking, taking this opportunity to walk down towards Polaris.
Yeah, I'm gonna meet them.
Ghana says,
Yeah,
I'll be
halfway.
right back, and then disappears.
Okay, Ghana's just gone.
He didn't want to
Okay.
deal with it.
Nah,
And Ez
Ez would
kind of
come
goes
down
ar-
too.
kind
Nah, Ez would come
comes
down
down to talk to you?
Yeah, he would go down the middle way.
Okay, great. All right, so you guys all kind of meet here at the base of the stairs and have a moment to have a conversation while Smeech just kind of looks at you guys, exasperated, wrapping his fingers on the table.
So, what you been doing?
We are about to save a big ancient creature to the ocean, and it's got to go through a wall in here apparently. But then everyone's gonna like drown, so we have to hold on to its whiskers, and it's gonna swim us up to the surface. So there's
It'll all be
that.
fine. We'll be fine.
She's just gonna kind of wince at the idea of like holding onto something's whiskers and just kind of like
Oh, it's really big.
touch hers for a second.
It's really big. Yeah, you're not gonna hurt its whiskers.
So we need to beat him up, rescue the worm. What did you say it was?
Isopod.
Whiskers?
Isopod, and his
Oh.
name's not Steve. So don't call him Steve.
So ancient roly-poly with whiskers.
Yeah,
We're gonna drown, but we hold the whiskers and
and it swims
We gotta
us to
beat
the
him?
surface.
Yes. As Doc and Ez, or I'm sorry, as Ez and Polaris are talking to the satyr and what's its name now? It's an NPC. Penelo.
Penelope.
As they're talking to Penelo, Doc is just
Penelo.
walking. And DM, you can tell me how long he's going to be able to walk before this other guy stops him, but he is just walking,
I
ignoring.
think if you start to go down those stairs, he will try to stop you and he'll interrupt you guys. So you could get to the top of that second set of staircase.
Right here?
Second staircase. Yep. But if you start
Yeah.
to try to go down that, he's probably gonna try to interrupt you guys and be like, "Hey, whoa, what do you think you're doing?"
That's fine. He could interrupt me. That sounds wonderful.
Okay, so you're gonna try to meander down that staircase.
Yep.
Okay. As you do, I think so. So as you're over here, you're talking to Polaris. Penelo, as things have now settled a bit, and there's other people around, is pretty shy as a satyr janitor, and kind of leans over to you, Polaris. I'm not great with new people. Who are your friends again?
Oh, I'm sorry. Ez, this is Tenelo. This is Ez. Tenelo is the janitor here at the Citadel Fortress. Really big castle-like, building for the big bad guy. And she knows like how to get everywhere, and she's also wicked cool at math and really nice. So, yep, this is Ez. He's really nice. You might hear him in your head on occasion, but don't worry, it's kind of like an answering machine. Totally fine. Don't worry. The big man that looks really pissed off right now, that's Doc. He makes good food. And the big elephant man that kind of vanished, that's Ghana. He'll be back. Try not to be too violent. Find him. I mean, you're not that violent, but like, just in case. I think that's everybody. Yeah.
Ez is just
Doc
gonna be
would
like,
look back and be like,
I haven't seen a satyr in a while, because as being a wood elf, he would know like the fey creatures. He's like, I haven't seen a satyr in a while. That's cool. I'm Ez.
Tenlo is I think put at ease by the fact that it's just you. You're a little bit younger. You're familiar with the forest. So as Doc is striding over, Tenlo kind of puts her hand out and says, "Great to meet you. Yeah, I'm I've been around here for quite a while. Back in my day, I was actually one of the lead magicians for the old regime. Kind of a atypical form of magic. I didn't have all the typical connections with the weave that a lot of the traditional magicians have, but I found a way to do magic my own way, and people found a lot of value in that. And with the right math and innovation, that's really all magic is, if you ask me, is just knowing how to use technology and innovate things. And anyway, then I retired and was pretty bored at home, so came back to be a janitor. And that's what I do. I just sweep the floors and clean the rooms and do some Sudoku in my free time. And this here Polaris was so nice, so friendly, and I figured had to help out. So here I am. Let me know if I can do anything. This guy, the big tall guy over there, looks like he's not real friendly. And as she kind of points back and redirects your attention to Smeech, a couple things happen. First of all, Ghana, you pop back out of your ring. You now have in your hand a handful of peanuts, it sounds like.
I was going to ask how much time has passed while they're has 30 seconds passed while they were talking, at least?
Yeah, at least 30 seconds.
Okay. Then when he pops back out, he looks completely healed, and he has 5 peanuts in his hand.
Okay.
Polaris is going to see the peanuts in his hand and nudge Tenelo and point to the peanuts and be like, those things are good. If he gives you those, you gotta try them.
As that happens, Doc, you've just been, again, trying to kind of, in this moment, stride over, and you're now starting to get a little bit too close for comfort. So, Ghana, I think you would now be... Oh, you popped out of Doc's... Doc has your ring, right? So you were right
It's
next
within
to Doc.
5 feet of Doc, yeah.
Yep. Okay, so you're right next to Doc. And Doc, you've now just gotten to the top of the staircase, and you're about to take the first step down, seemingly kind of nonchalantly trying to avoid, drawing any attention. But as you do, Smeech seems to have lost his patience. He's tired of you guys, this whole just ridiculous situation that's been unfolding. And he just shouts and he says, "Enough!" as he snaps. And he takes the potions back into his hands, lifts them back up, and he says, "I will not have you guys, this band of absent-minded adventurers, undo everything that the hand has finally achieved. Look, I don't know what you've done to my guards. They were useless anyway. I think it is time that you guys learn what it is that we're really all about." And he stands up out of his chair. You realize he's very tall. This guy is like 7 or 8 feet tall and gaunt, kind of just foreboding kind of figure. He takes these 2 potions and does not do maybe what you would expect. He does not throw them at you. Rather, he takes one in each hand, kind of holding them by the necks of the bottles, and smashes them together in front of him in the room. And there's an explosion of smoke and fizzing and gaseous smells. And as a couple of moments pass, you look out, and right in the middle of this massive table, as the smoke clears, you see this massive slime-like beast appear. Basically, it looks like
them.
Yeah.
And the giant cloud of smoke happens. I was gonna ask to do a sleight of hand, but there's a giant smoke cloud, so I don't think I have to do a sleight of hand. Ez, you're going to see Ghana turn around and just toss you a smoking pipe.
Ooh, so you have the magic smoking pipe from Giovanni.
It was inside the ring. So I went in there, I healed, and then I grabbed the smoking pipe.
Nice. All right. Ez will happily take the smoking pipe.
Remind me what I said it does.
Remind me what I said.
It is the pipes of haunting, essentially, is what we turned it into. So you have to be proficient with instruments to use it, which I am. You have 3 charges. You can use an action to play them and expend 1 charge to create an eerie spell-binding tune. Each creature within 30 feet of you that hears you must succeed on a Wisdom 15 DC saving throw or become frightened of you for 1 minute. If you wish all creatures in the area that aren't hostile towards you automatically succeed the saving throw, you can. A creature that fails the saving throw can repeat it at the end of each of its turns.
Great. Okay.
Yeah.
So basically, that now becomes your arcane focus that you can use in place of your flutes if you want to.
For sure.
And it gives you the additional ability to cause fear in things, which is great. Okay. This creature appears. It basically looks like a sentient version, like the ooze you saw in the previous rooms. This potion is now like a sentient ooze, and somehow he has imbued it with the ability to take form and have life. And it rears up and screeches this weird gurgly screech. And he says, "I'm about done with you." And as he does that, Penelo also leans over to you, Polaris, and says, "Fireball." And opens up her janitor's cloak to reveal what looks to effectively be a Molotov cocktail. And with that, you guys can go ahead and roll for initiative.
Just to be clear, the action that Tenelo is taking of showing this lovely item, could it be interpreted as like take it, grab it, use it kind of thing, or just like, oh, look what I have, I'm gonna use it?
She's just showing you that she has the ability to now essentially cast Fireball, or what she calls Fireball.
Okay.
You guys ready?
Yep.
All right. Give me your initiatives.
Starting off strong tonight.
Hey.
I know, right? We both rolled a 7.
All right. Okay. You guys are Ghana, what did you get?
I got an 8.
8.
I got an 11.
Ez? 11. Doc?
18.
18. Not bad. Polaris?
Dirty 20.
Dang. You came back fully refreshed.
Yes. Refreshed and ready to go.
I made the very wise move of making this enemy a magic user, which means I have a whole bunch of spells to manage, so bear with me.
Joke's on you. You have to read things.
Yeah.
Ha.
Yeah. All right. Well, Polaris, having just seen that your friend here has a Fireball ready to cast, you now have a moment to react, and it's your turn. What do you want to do?
Before she does that, we've got soft piano music and we've got battle music going at the same time.
Oh, you're so right. That's the vibe.
Yeah, we're like, you've got like a pianist in the corner playing, and then you've got like some other guy who's just going out hard on the lute, and they're just like glaring at each other, seeing who's gonna win.
Yeah.
There's a music battle going on in the background.
Yeah, I think I fixed it now. Yeah, you look over, and in the corner, you see that Smeech has a piano player that is just like trying not to draw attention, so they just are continuing to play piano. Like, what is it? Isn't it? It's David and Saul. David would play the harp for him, and then he got mad and throws his spear at him if he doesn't play it right. Great. Okay, the creature rears its head and gurgles its gurgly roar. Smeech is yelling. And you guys are now in combat. Polaris, you're up first.
All right, well, I'm gonna look over to Tenelo and give her a little wink as she puts out her hand, and a little fire sparks up in her hand. She goes, Me too. And shoots firebolt at the blob.
Wonderful. Okay. Roll to hit.
Let's see. That would be a dirty 20.
Hey,
Noise.
battle hit.
All right, that is a 20 damage. I rolled the max.
Dang.
You've only rolled
What?
20 so far.
Yeah.
Max
This
damage.
is great.
Welcome back.
There
Boy.
you go.
Let's go.
So you say me too, and you just launch a magical firebolt across the room, and it strikes this slime, and it erupts into flame, and it's just writhing and screeching and gurgling as it's now this boiling liquid. Wonderful. Are you doing anything else? You still have maybe a bonus action or movement?
I'm do I think that's all I'm gonna do. So I think that with how her hits have gone over the course of this adventure, they've not been the greatest. So the fact that she can tell she really hit it so well, she's just so excited. Too distracted to do anything else. She's just like, oh, big fire.
Yeah.
Bonus
when
action, celebrate.
Like if
Yeah,
you
yeah,
hit this thing
exactly.
and you
Celebrate.
didn't expect to land it, so you just take a moment to be like, oh man, I did it.
Like, oh my gosh, I'm so cool.
Awesome. Okay, so you're still there doing a little fist pump. Penelo, seeing this, and
They're
feeling
high-fiving.
emboldened, takes the flask out and says, I cast Fireball. And you guys turn to see Tenelo cast Fireball by pulling a bottle of some kind of liquid out, takes another kind of little device out, basically lights the Molotov cocktail, and says, I haven't had a chance to do this in a couple decades, and throws it across the room. And let's see. It's gonna be. Oh, they need to roll a dexterity save.
Go, Tenelo.
Fail.
The look on Ez's face as they call out Fireball and it's not magic at all, and Ez is just like, what the actual heck is going on?
Look, man, what is magic but just a different. Look, you know how, like, a lot of games have like tech trees that you can follow, you know? I would say magic is just a different tech tree, you know? They just developed a different form of technology. If you showed a wizard, if you went to Gandalf and showed him an iPhone, he'd be like, you're just a different kind of wizard than me. But that's wizardry if I've ever seen it. No, this is just a different kind of wizard. Anyway, both Meech and the creature failed to evade this because they are just so confused and thrown by this sequence of events. So they take 15 damage each.
Boom.
There's him. Oops. Hello. Here we go. That's him. That's him. Very nice. Doc, it is now your turn.
I have a quick question on the walls there. Are those books on our left and right, or are those stained glass mirrors or windows?
On the left and the right, those are big bookshelves.
Okay.
Yep.
Then Doc is going to. I can go.
They have the
30
sleeping beauty
feet.
ladder. No,
I
not
can go-
what is it? Beauty and the Beast ladder.
Yeah,
I can go 30 feet, and
Yeah.
then I can dash for another 30 feet, right?
Yeah, up to 60.
So Doc is going to run 30 feet, and then the dash is the bonus action, right?
It's an
No,
action
it's an
dash.
dash.
That's
Okay.
an action.
Doc's going to run 30 feet, dash 30 feet, and then he is going to Misty Step all the way over to this ladder right here.
Amazing.
Zooming.
I think if you're Misty stepping, how far can you Misty step? I think you'd be able to get
30
partway up
feet.
the ladder if you wanted to.
Yeah, it's
30 feet. So as far up as he can go, he's there.
Hold on. Wait, so he was here? So that's what?
That's
30
30.
feet.
That's
And
30.
Another 30.
So you could get like 5 feet up that ladder, I think.
Okay.
Nice.
There you go. That's rad. I feel like we need to figure out how to introduce, like, you know how in a lot of games, if you are running, if you're dashing, and then you go downhill and you slide, it doesn't, you know, you can slide down hills and still dash and got to introduce Fortnite mechanics into D&D.
Acrobatics checks, bro. Just add more acrobatics checks.
And Doc yells back to the party. I plan on being ready to swim soon as he is heading up that ladder.
Awesome. Okay. Ez, you're up.
Ez is going to. Let's see. Ez is gonna put up his hood, and he's gonna start kind of like glitching in between. You know, like these magical glitches are happening around him. He's kind of fading in and out of almost like this plane of existence. And he's going to use Kinetic Jaunt as his bonus action. And then he's going to move through Polaris, through Ghana, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40. And then he is going to point at the creature. And he's going to use message into its head. He wants to see if it's going to react to this. He's going to use message in its head, and he's going to say, "Are you smart enough to hear me?" And that's it. And he's going to see how it reacts.
That's a really good question.
If it has less than 4 intelligence, it does not know how to communicate.
Yeah, I don't think it. I think I'm just double checking to make sure. It is sentient and has a mind, so it can respond.
Okay.
So it turns and looks at you, and you see its eyes kind of lock with yours, as it's bubbling and boiling, and you've now gained its attention.
All right, that's Ez's turn.
Was my construct supposed to have a turn after me?
Yeah, it's the same turn as you. It's
yeah.
just right after.
You're right. I forgot about your construct. What do you want it to do?
Have it climb in my backpack.
Okay. So it just climbs onto your back and it's hanging out there like a little companion. I love that.
Yep.
Okay. Ghana, your turn.
Well, hearing what Doc said, that changes his plan entirely.
Oh no.
Ghana is going to
Put some chalk on his
Probably
hands. Get ready to grab some whiskers.
Yeah.
no. Ghana is going to follow Doc's lead, and he's going to go 30, and then action dash, go 30.
Ready to get over to the window?
Then he is going to bonus action, assume a constellation.
He's such a Taurus.
And he is going to assume the constellation of the Archer.
Okay.
So when he takes the form of the Archer, he gets to bonus action make a ranged spell attack. Just on
great.
activation. And he is going to take aim. It doesn't really matter, but at a point on the window above Doc.
Oh, you're gonna attack the window. Okay.
So I will roll the ranged spell attack. I'll just like guiding bolt, but I'm not actually. It's a 12. But I am going to launch the arrow at the window, and it doesn't really matter where it hits as long as it hits the window. He is going to yell out to Doc, "Aim there!"
Great. So how much damage do you do?
There's a D8 plus the modifier, I believe.
What does this look like? I'm picturing, like in Smash Bros, that star wand that like shoots stars out when you attack.
It is literally just a spectral bow.
Okay.
He kind of just points his hand, and the constellation comes alive, draws a bow, and shoots a spectral arrow.
Cool.
It would do 10 damage if it takes damage, but he's more of just trying to, like, breaking this window. We are underwater, right? So this is probably reinforced glass. I don't think they would just put an ordinary window down, you know, underwater. So this is probably going to take a lot of hits to break.
Yeah, this is like aquarium grade glass. So you fire an arrow and you see it dings off, but you do see that it leaves a little bit of a ding in the glass, and it's enough for Doc to be able to see where it hit. And so now you guys have a target, a specific spot to try to hammer on. And yeah, you had pretty good aim, and you managed to hit kind of the glass is right at the top of this ladder. So as Doc gets to the top of this ladder and starts to hammer at it, he'll be able to start smacking at that same spot that you just put a little ding in.
But that is Ghana's turn.
Okay. As this happens, there's fire now in the middle of the room. 2 fireballs have been cast. Meech is not happy. Neither is his big slime friend. And so Meech is going to spin around, and he's looking at you, Doc, and he is not thrilled. He's pretty wise to what you're doing, and is not a big fan of what's happening. And so, let's see. He is going to try and cast. Well, it's not really a spell, but he's going to take another one of these little vials out of his pocket, and he fits it onto the end of an arrow shaft and fires it at you from his crossbow. And give me just a moment here. Does a 16 hit?
It is not.
Dang. Okay. And then a nat 1. Amazing. So he tries to fire 2 of these arrows at you. The second one, he's so flustered that the first one flew wide. He fires the second one, and he misses you, and it actually hits the window behind you, and he does some additional damage to it.
Thanks, buddy.
And he just shouts and he says, "You don't know what you're doing. You'll kill us all." And then the slime creature now is going to take its turn. It turns to you as you are the closest to it. Well, and you also just
to it.
Well, the closest / also just drew its attention. Right, you cast message on it, and you drew its attention, and so you see it turn towards you, and it is going to take an attack at you. Basically, it flings some of the slime at you. Does a 16 hit you, Ez?
It does.
Amazing. Okay. So you are going to take 8 damage. But more importantly, as the slime hits you, you notice that those dark memories that you have that have been kind of haunting your mind, that voice that's been shouting behind that door in your brain, fades away. And for the first time in I would think, a pretty long time. That door seems completely silent. And you feel a sense of real peace. You can't even quite remember what it was that was so scary about that door. And yeah,
Ez is feeling good.
that yeah, that fear is just gone for a moment, and you don't have that voice eating at your mind. And that is and then he gets to do he gets multi-attack. So he is also then going to try and attack you, Ghana. So he's going to swing, and that's 23 to hit.
Yeah, that hits.
All right. Same thing. You get 8 damage. And you will also forget whatever would be for Ghana one of the most painful memories that you have. So I don't know what that would be. Maybe memories of the people from your.
You want me to tell you what the memory is? Or...
Yeah. What would that be? What would that be?
The most painful memory for him was making the decision to leave the temple. Like, he was the head priest and he abandoned his temple to seek out other information.
So that guilt and shame and pain is now, again, for the first time, maybe since that's happened, fully absent from Ghana's mind. And maybe that frees up some mental acuity and clarity, but or maybe just makes you frustrated. In both cases, you guys know that there's a memory that you can't quite grasp. It's not like you just don't even know the memory was there, but it's gone. You can't remember it for the time being. Great. Okay, we're back up to you, Polaris. It's your turn.
Okay. Where on the glass can someone point to me on the map that Ghana indicated for breaking?
Yeah, let me put a little spot.
Basically, the very top of the ladder.
Yeah. That's...
Okay. Top of the ladder. Okay. So I'm turn to Tendala and be like, we should probably follow suit. Don't really feel like drowning, and it just kind of indicates all her beautiful fur. And let me see. So I can move 30 feet. So I'm going to move the 30. I think it was here. And then feline agility gives me another 30. So over by Ghana. And then with cunning action, I will bonus action dash to give me another 30. Can't quite get up there. Okay, so I will get to here. And then having seen the arrow attempts at Doc, she is going to look at Mr. Grumpy Pants, creepy dude, and she's going to use Mind Sliver at him, and that's an intelligence save.
Okay. Wait. I want to make sure I understood. You moved.
I moved,
okay,
and I used feline agility, which is a special.
Okay. Yeah.
And then I used my cunning action, which is a bonus action, to or cunning, whatever it's called, to bonus action my dash.
Okay, I see.
And then now I'm going to actually use an action
Okay.
to Mind Sliver the dude.
Is that a wisdom saving throw? I can't remember.
It's intelligence.
Okie dokie. What does he need to beat?
12.
Ooh, 15.
Dang it. Okay.
Um,
So he just hears with his ears instead of his mind Polaris hissing at him.
yeah, and you see him for a moment start to wince and then kind of regain his composure and just look back at you as he's resisting this psychic attack. Great. And now you've gotten very, very close. It is now Tenelo's turn. Oh, wait, this guy is in the backpack. What is your golem gonna do?
He's just hanging out. Gonna be hanging out on my backpack. Yep.
Cool. Okay, Tenelo is gonna try and get as close as possible. Taking a cue from you. Tenelo will run down to the bottom of these stairs. And then let's see, how far is that? Yeah, that's great. Tenelo takes out. What would a janitor have that could be a makeshift bow? I think
A makeshift what?
takes a
A
bow.
makeshift bow.
You see Tenelo reaches into their what did we say? It's not a onesie. Jumpsuit. Pulls out a
Jumpsuit,
mop from their jumpsuit that they just had in their jumpsuit the whole time. Takes the mop and you know, the end part of the mop that has all the strands on it. Takes one of those and pulls it really, really taut, bends the mop over, ties it onto the other end, basically makes a makeshift bow out of this mop. Says, well, I think this should do the trick. I haven't done this in a little while, and then they take out of their pocket a couple of the different cleaning fluids that they have, and they say, I am actually not too bad at casting magic missile either. And they mix two of these chemicals together. What is the one that basically creates Agent Orange if you mix bleach and whatever other?
Bleach and chlorine.
Toilet clean. Yeah, bleach and chlorine. Mixes those together real quick. Puts that onto the end of a stick and fires this at the window. And
Hopefully you brought your gas masks.
hits the window, and you guys see a small explosion as it hits the window, and does 6 damage to this window.
Demi, why are you mixing bleach and chlorine? I learned it from Dungeons and Dragons, Mom.
It's not. I'm not mixing. She's just casting magic missile. I don't know what you guys are talking about. That's how magic missile works, as far as Tenelo is concerned. Great. So you see her say magic missile, and she fires using her mop bow, a chemically charged stick that explodes on the window and does some additional damage. And you see that a crack is now starting to form in this window. Doc, it's your turn.
Doc finishes climbing up the ladder there to the top, kind of wedging himself in between the fancy decorations there, and he just pulls out his trident and starts wailing on this thing. Does the window have an armor class that I need to beat?
It does not. The only thing I will do is say that I think trying to swing a trident while standing at the top of a ladder is precarious. And so what I will do, rather than have you roll for attack, is I'll have you roll for dexterity, and there's a chance that as you swing, you could lose your balance and fall off of this ladder.
Okay. All right. Well, let's try it then. Dexterity. That's a 17.
Yeah, that'll do it. So you manage to get pretty good, get your feet under you. You get pretty stable. Take your trident, you swing. How much damage do you do?
Let's see. 8. And do I get my second attack?
Yeah.
Okay. That would be 20 points of damage to the window.
An additional, so 28 total or 8 plus 12?
20 total points.
Amazing. Okay. You see the crack continuing to spread. It's now starting to kind of spiderweb out across this window. And you see a little bit of water starting to drip through the crack.
Okay. Doc would yell down, you all need to distract this guy and get prepared to run, as he focuses in on this window.
All right. You're up, Ez.
Ez kind of
Can
seeing.
Ghana respond
Sure.
when he says that?
Yeah, you can respond.
Ghana is going to turn to Doc, or not turn to Doc, because he was already looking at him. He goes, I suggest you start running first. You're the furthest away.
All right, Ez, what are you up to?
Ez is gonna move, kind of seeing what's going on, realizing, oh, we're not actually attacking them. He's gonna move 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40. He's gonna put his longbow and he's gonna shoot at the window at the same spot. There's a nat 20.
Heck yeah.
You know, good thing I used a nat 20 on
Oh,
this,
too
but that's
late.
okay.
You're getting blasted with water, Doc.
That's all
Then,
That means
I'm gonna be
canonically you had to be
adding
doing
on-
like a backflip or something, because you only have good aim when you're like in the middle of some kind of acrobatic.
right, and I'm extremely far away, which I am extremely far away, so who would have thought, right?
Yeah. So you ran further away. You jump
So-
off of the newel post and this railing. You're upside down, flipping through the air, Matrix style, and launch this arrow across the room in bullet time.
Well, it's like in those video games where you're like glitching, like there's a glitch in like the bush or like the wall, and you're like seeing someone through it. Since I'm using kinetic jaunt, it's actually like I'm moving through the wall, and like you see the bow just pop out from the wall, and I launch it.
Dude,
So,
whenever you use kinetic jaunt, what I picture is Vanellope von Schweetz from Wreck-It Ralph, the little glitchy girl.
all right, so
Anyway,
I need to
great.
roll some dice here. 1 second. So we just double the dice, yeah?
You double the dice.
All right, so that is that. Is that. All right, so that is going to be
Oh, boy.
38 plus 3. That's 41 damage.
Holy moly.
So
41
as this arrow lets
amazing.
loose, you just hear it like chirping with whispers, and then once it hits, you just hear this just gigantic roar from where it just hits the window, just Graw letting out a roar.
I like that you're doing psychic damage to a window. This window never felt more insecure. Amazing. Okay, so this arrow flies across the room again. You enter into like bullet time as this arrow flies through. You guys all stop and you guys can like see it flying right past you. Doc, you see it like skim right past your nose and embed itself into this glass. And what you thought would happen is it would hit the glass and bounce off like everything else has. Instead, this arrow goes through the glass, and there's just a hole punched through, like 6-inch diameter hole, where water is now starting to gush through this window, and cracks are now radiating out from this hole, and you see it getting worse and worse, and you could tell if this thing were to get like touched, this whole wall would just explode. It is hanging on by a thread. And do you have any other actions you can do?
No, that is my turn.
I will say you hear from the other room, just outside the door, kind of the bellowing, clacking noise of the isopod as it shouts to you as you still have
Okay, I was
speak with
just gonna
animals
ask.
active.
Okay.
So you're the only one that can understand. Everyone else just hears the creature kind of bellowing. You can understand it saying, I can smell my home. Salt water. Oh, I haven't smelled it in I don't know how long. And
And then Ez
Ghana
is gonna
was-
shout. Ez is gonna shout
I don't
out.
remember
Since
how
he
he talked.
responded real quick. Ez is gonna shout out. It's about to break, so you might want to get ready to start swimming.
Yeah. I don't remember how he talked. He goes, sounds good, matey. And he
That definitely was not
He's
how he sounded. I'm gonna throw that one out there real quick.
He was
Oi, oi.
No, he was like no.
Little less pirate,
had,
little more,
like a very slow, like Eeyore
More like an
type
ent.
voice.
More like an ent,
Yeah,
like a
but now
tree
he
ent from Lord of the
smells-
Rings.
Right, that's how he was, but now he smells the salt water and he's excited. And when he
And
gets
he just
excited,
instantly
sounds
turns into a pirate.
He
Yeah.
sounds like a pirate. Yarr! Anyway, he sounds like Mr. Krabs. Ghana, it's your turn.
All right. Ghana is going to move up as close as he can to the window.
What's that, Doc?
Doc, before Asgana is getting ready to run, Doc's like, just go. Just go. I got this. Just don't.
Ghana has a reason.
All right. All right. I'm here for it. We're in dangerous territory right now.
Ghana starts his villain arc. He kills everybody.
And Ghana
I would
is
think
going...
he'd be pretty upset at this creature. I mean, knowing Ghana, something that gets rid of memories, even temporarily, would not be received well.
Ghana, DM, tell me if this is allowed. Have you ever seen when the people, they have the bottle and they like hit the bottom of the bottle, and because they hit the bottom of the bottle, there's like a gap that appears. And
Oh,
it
yeah, it creates a
vacuum
moment
and
of,
it
like,
smashes
yeah.
the glass.
That's how mantis shrimps work. They can punch with the force of like a bullet because they create a vacuum in the water.
Yeah,
And
it's
it-
super sound.
yeah.
Like it literally breaks the sound barrier. How hard they
So-
can punch.
On the
If they
other
were.
side of the glass where this crack is, now that there's actually a hole, Ghana is going to target the water and cast Destroy Water.
Destroy water?
Well, create or destroy water, and he's going
Oh, so you're going to create a
destroy
vacuum on the
water.
other side.
So he's just going to create a 5x5 cube. The water just disappears, and that creates the vacuum that
Are y'all just ready to
shatters the
drown?
window.
Yeah, that is...
Hold on tight, Doc.
I mean, there's almost no way that you do an attack that does less, that would do not enough damage. So I think that's a great cinematic way to do it. So you walk up, and yeah, you cast the spell, and what you guys see is for a moment, again, all of this, when your adrenaline is going, you're in fight or flight, it's like time slows down almost, right? And so you guys look over and you see Ghana cast a spell, and for a moment you're not sure what happened. But then you notice that the water stopped, and you just see what looks like a bubble outside in the ocean, and everything is still for half a second. And then you see the water rush to fill that vacuum, and the window cracks, and then a little bit of water comes through, and it explodes and bursts, and the whole wall bursts. You see Smeech turn around, and there's just sheer horror on his face as he realizes he has no tricks left in his tool belt to escape this moment. And he just puts his hands up to try and, in a visceral reaction to trying to defend himself. But obviously that doesn't do anything. This massive ooze creature looks up and just screams and gurgles. Both of them get engulfed in water, and all of you, within moments, the room is filled with the ocean, and you guys are swept up in it, and you're tumbling and spinning. After a moment passes, though, you all hear a friendly voice, and as you're the only one that can actually make it out, but of course the isopod is swimming through. You have never seen a creature swim more gracefully. Perhaps maybe some kind of dolphin, if you've ever encountered dolphins in the wild. This isopod is just like this elegantly swimming roly-poly as it sways and wafts through. As the room fills and the tumult settles, you guys are holding your breath. You look over and you see the isopod, and it just goes right by each of you and masterfully puts its whiskers in each of your guys' hands, and you guys are able to grab on. And before you can even tell what's happening, you are swept away, and you find yourself being drawn up through. You're holding on as tight as you can, barely able to keep a grip. And as a couple of moments pass, and as you're just beginning to start to lose your sense of what's going on, you find yourself arriving up at the surface and gasping for breath as you splash up into what is now a beautiful sunny day. You look around, the sun is out. It's warm, you feel the sunlight on your face. You look over, and the isopod has placed you guys on the beach. Out just a little ways from the shore, there's furniture, a variety of flotsam and jetsam floating up from deep beneath the surface from that deep sea cave. And all, I guess 6 of you, including the golem and Tenelo, are here looking around. And you just see the isopod look at you guys, and he says to you as just gives you a quick message of thank you, kind of a knowing nod, and
As
says,
would, if he can before he potentially might leave, he's gonna pull out, probably at this point, a soggy leaf. He's gonna hold up the leaf to the isopod.
oh, as food?
No, as like,
Or-
that's an elf thing.
Oh, okay. The
He eats
isopod
it.
just
It's like, we are
Isopod
now
just
friends.
Food.
It's like, we are now
nuzzles
friends.
up, and the soggy leaf just kind of sticks to its nose, and he says, "Thank you for the new hat." And he says, "I will go and seek out the Lord of the Whales, see what I can do, perhaps to help him." And he slowly kind of sinks back into the ocean, and you see the ripple as he swims away just below the surface. And you guys look around, and you find yourselves now, for the first time in this place in daylight, able to kind of get a bearing of where you guys are. You look around, and you see two things. One, right in front of you is the caravan, what you guys fell into originally. This whole almost looks like a fairground, and it's relatively old. It's all beat up and abandoned. And then what you also realize is that this whole fairground that's kind of along the shoreline here is at the foot of this massive seaside hill or cliff. So, it's a sheer cliff face. And at the top of that sheer cliff face, you can see looming you're basically in the shadow of Velrath's fortress. Apparently this caravan, when they finally stopped moving, had been here in the shadow of Velrath's fortress, where they were able to get best clients, or perhaps the adjacency, who knows. And as you guys stand up and dust yourselves off, you notice that Luna comes running up, and she is glad to see you guys, glad to see that you're safe. And behind her, you see poking out from the various tents and carriages that are all kind of in various degrees of disarray, there's a handful of different faces, members of the Bodhi caravan, kind of sticking out cautiously, warily. They just heard this massive underwater implosion, like a deep underground earthquake. And they saw you guys arrive. They've had Luna trying to explain to them what was going on, and they are looking out warily, wondering what just happened. And as you guys see Luna running up, greeting you guys, so glad that you're safe, and you see the people from the Bodhi caravan looking to you, and the shadow of Velrath's fortress overhead, you guys finally have a moment to catch your breath and have a little bit of a conversation before you move on to whatever's next. And that is where we will leave you guys for the moment. Hey guys, wanted to tell you about something we've got coming up. April 14th through 16th, the Campfires and Dragons crew is headed to the Nerd Culture Ministry Summit at Glen Erie Castle in Colorado Springs, Colorado. That's right, we'll be playing Dungeons and Dragons in a castle with a bunch of Christians. It's going to be awesome. We're going to have a table for beginners. We're going to have a table for more experienced players. We're even going to be offering a table for people who want to try out Daggerheart. So if that's something that you're interested in, we're going to have a whole variety of different options, and it'll be a chance for you to play D&D with Christians in a real castle. Not only that, but the Nerd Culture Ministry Summit as a whole is a conference that's designed to help people use their nerdy passions and interests for the kingdom. So if that sounds at all interesting to you and you'd like to hear from keynotes like Butch Hartman, the creator of Fairly Odd Parents, you can come spend the day, hear the keynotes, check out the workshops, and then play D&D with us in the evenings. It'll be a true blast. Plus, our friends at Emberglow will have merch there. You'll be able to pick up some new dice and stuff if that's something you're into. So if that sounds at all interesting, head to ncnsummit.com. That's ncmsummit.com. You can pick up your ticket, see a list of all the keynotes, all the details. We'd love to see you there.